I'm sitting here with Adil Hussain. Very pleased to see you today. Thank you for being with us. You play the father of Pi in the film The Life of Pi. Your film will be screening this evening. Can you tell us a little bit about your character?
Well, I play a very typical Indian strict father, like my father. I grew up, in a patriarchal society, and my father was the last word in the house. As it's changing now, but it was then. Father is the head of the family, and the similar way, this particular character is that his father takes the last call always, and whatever he thinks is the best for the entire family is the best, and there is no argument about it. Sometimes, of course, there are rational arguments, but he cannot take irrational arguments, or he does not believe what he can't see.
Having adorning fans
Yes.
all over India and outside, of course, amongst the expat communities, and having two young budding actors, it must have been very endearing for them. Did you also assume that role for them, being obviously abroad?
Well, interestingly, I played the father of Suraj's elder brother in a film as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Yes, it's very, very spooky in a way.
Do they resemble each other a lot?
Not really.
Okay.
No. Yes, Ang, he asked me to work with Suraj little bit to get the gait of the tiger to walk. When he came to know I teach acting as well, and so I worked with him. That way, you may say that I played a sort of a fatherly, teacherly role. If you can say. Otherwise, I know him, I know his parents because of the previous film I did in 2006. So, he likes me very much and I like him very much. He's a wonderful guy, a wonderful chap, and fantastic receiver. When you receive, you can give.
Of course.
So, yeah. He's,
I'd like to know, actually, I read that Barack Obama describes the film as an elegant proof of God and the power of storytelling. I know that it was very much a spiritual journey, having watched the film, of emotions, and I'd like to know your take on that. How was it for you spiritually?
When I saw the film, when I read the script, it's very different. Different in the sense you don't really. When you read a script, you always think, okay, this is going to be film, so you don't know how. When one thing you know that is Ang Lee who's making it, so it will be great.
Of course.
But after watching the film, when Barack Obama says elegant proof of God, this is such an Indian way, not of Barack Obama, but the film, that generally what I have grown up with the stories like that nature takes care of you to make you believe in God.
Sure.
In so many ways. Nature would put you in situations where you're cornered like that, and then you surrender. Okay, I don't know anything. I thought I knew everything, and my little mind thinks that, and finally, when everything disappears in front of you, there's no way that you can do something for yourself.
You revisit your ideals.
You revisit. You look within.
You reflect.
Or you look
yes.
up. Whatever you say. In India, we believe in looking within. Looking up is just a sort of a ritual, but looking within is the real journey.
Absolutely.
And I think in the film, what he, knowingly or unknowingly, he looked within to find his strength in order to survive. So yes, I think he's very right. Obama is very right.
And for your experiences from Bollywood to Hollywood, what were the main differences for you?
You really want me to talk about
Absolutely.
it? Well, I think the first thing which struck me in Hollywood, two films I did. One is, of course, this Life of Pi. The other one is not a Hollywood film, but an international project called Reluctant Fundamentalist,
Yes.
by Meera Nair. And the one thing which is very similar to these two projects is that meticulous and precision planning, which I miss in Bollywood a lot. Logistically, technically, everything is so well planned, and you just effortlessly you finish the film. And the films that I did, except for one or two, it always is logistical nightmare.
But it always comes out so beautiful and
comes out
colourful.
well. That's what the Indian way it is, you know.
Yeah, and then
No
it's a
matter-
celebration
whatever
of the way
happens.
they live, and
Yeah,
it is a
absolutely.
beautiful way. It's
Whatever happens.
arguable. It's arguable.
Yeah.
And
And
I'd
that's
like
what I
to,
love about it as well.
yeah,
That you never know
impromptu,
it's going to happen or not.
impromptu.
Okay, maybe it will happen. So it makes you believe in God.
We say inshallah.
Inshallah. Yeah. I say as well. I grew up in a Muslim family. Yeah.
And I'd like to know about your experiences with Ang Lee and Gerard Depardieu. How did you come about
This role?
participating in this role?
Well, I have a friend who is a casting director in Delhi, and he calls me one day in the afternoon saying, "Are you free tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah, I am. Would you like to come and read a script?" I said, "Sure." "What is this?" "It's a Life of Pi." I was like, "Oh, wow, sure, absolutely. Anything for Ang Lee."
Wonderful.
So I went and I read the script, read in sense I acted out 2 scenes, and then he said, "Okay, good." And then I heard from A.V. Kaufman, who is the chief casting director from New York. She calls me in the middle of the night and says, "Ang Lee would like to meet you." I was like, "Absolutely, where? When?" So in Bombay, 6th of December, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, "Okay, I'll be there." Then Ang and I had a chat for 1 hour. And then I went back, and after a week, I got the message that I'm doing the role.
Wonderful.
Just like that. And,
I've actually met Gerard Depardieu, and
You
he's
met?
just so larger than life. He's just a brilliant man. Larger than life. Larger than life.
Yes,
Wonderful,
he is,
yeah. And how was your experience working with him?
Great. He's so funny. He made us laugh just before the shot. Till Ang says action, he would crack jokes to the extent that I would roll. And I have this serious scene with him. The only scene he has is with me, and I'm with him, and I have to speak in French, and I'm thinking, oh God, was it elle vous demandait si vous avez or si vous avez? Ah God, I forgot. I'm trying to remember my lines, and he's making me laugh and making Tabu laugh, and finally, and Ang says action, and he comes in. Sorry, can I do for you? What can I do for you? And he just slides into the role. So what I learned from him is that you have to just relax and not worry about what you have to do, which I knew. I do it, but not to the extent that he does.
Of course, it's different when you're on the stage, so there's a different technique.
Yeah.
And tell us, what's your transition now? Has this been a natural or a strategic one for you? Do you plan to star in more films, or would you like to go back to the stage?
I'm still doing stage, and I have not been strategic about anything. I always believe in intuition, and I believe in universe conspire for you. So leave it to the greater powers, and whatever comes my way, if I feel from within that yes, I say yes, and if I don't feel from within to say yes, I say no.
And I read actually that you, in your early days, you actually had an ambition to be a comedian.
I had been a comedian.
Oh, you
I
had been a
earned my
comedian.
living as a comedian for 6 years, stand-up comedy, yeah.
And are you still practicing that?
I don't know.
I was going to ask
They
you
made
to
me
share
a
some
serious
material
actor
with
now.
us. Well,
After
either way,
playing,
we're blessed to see you on the stage and in film. But
I would love to.
I was
yes.
going to ask you to share some material with us. I've asked Suraj and Shivanti to say something to their adoring fans in Hindi. Would
Okay.
you mind?
In Hindi?
Yes, please.
क्या कहना है मुझे ये कहना है कि लाइफ ऑफ पाई एक ऐसी फिल्म है जिसको देख के आपकी ज़िंदगी शायद सुधर जाए, बदल जाए, इंस्पायर हो जाए, अनुप्राणित हो जाए, और मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप लोग सब मिलके देखें, आपके पेरेंट्स को लेकर के, बच्चे को लेकर के, भाई बहन, और बहुत खुशी होगी अगर आप देखने के बाद हमें बताएं कि आपको कैसे लगे.
Thank you very much for your time. It's been
Absolute
lovely seeing you.
pleasure.
Bye bye,
Absolute
Adil.
pleasure, Laila.
Thank you.